Hello, everyone, and we are back. I am Brian. This is Folk Manager 22, and we're back in Salisbury. It is, I don't know, roughly 15 minutes later as I start recording, and we are ready for the final game of the regular season. We are sitting in second place on 98 points, 1 point behind Burnley, 1 point ahead of Barnsley, just as we covered. That does leave us in a complicated situation. Let's work it through. A win, and we're in. Win and we're promoted no matter what. A draw puts us on 1 point. A draw and either a Burnley loss or a Barnsley draw or loss will send us through. If we lose our game, we need Barnsley to draw or lose their game. As long as Barnsley doesn't win, we are through. So that's what we're looking at. In terms of bad news, Gossage has just picked up a hamstring strain that will put him out for this game and theoretically probably any playoff games we have. So we will be playing one of our handy center mids who are flexible back at right back. It looks like Capoon's off his injury, so we might play Timotej there instead. I'm not quite sure what we'll do. Probably Capoon. His pace gives us something there. And also in the last 4 days, we've also signed a player, Vladimir Ivanov. He is another young player who technically doesn't meet work permit rules, so we will be promptly loaning him out unless the Bulgarian national team starts him. I feel like I saw this kid on the 50 best Wonder Kids list, and no one was signing him, and he's got a great personality, really solid physicals, though nothing outstanding, very good mentals in some aspects, has the key technicals, what's not to like. We also get him super cheap, like we're paying him I think $100K for each of the next 4 years, so even if we pay $0, get paid $0 as we loan him out to continental sides, no problem paying that out because, we will be making a profit. No, shoot on sight sucks. Don't shoot on sight. Work into a box. Do I want to play? No, Sepkauskas has been better in his last 5, and he's been much better on the year than Uda, so it's just got to be Sepkauskas. We want to win this. Renato will be the backup, though. Let's really hope we do not have to switch goalkeepers in the middle of the game, though Messon is still technically not back to full and complete health. Coming Torres, Fausek on the back line with Capoon, Green, Doyle, McLean in the middle, Ferreira, Sepkauskas, Mihalev up top. All right. Let's do this. We'll probably pull Capoon for Bill or McLean in our usual substitute time, given he's all right. Let's set things up, boys. Come on. Make me proud, Sepkauskas. Because Capoon, is just back from injury himself, and thus won't have full fitness to play a solid 90. Also, he again is more physically. Mihalev, oh please don't let this. Okay, I was going to say don't let there be a red card. McLean intercepts, plays back to Cumming. Cumming over to Torres, back to Cumming. Up to Capoon, up to Green. Finds Sepkauskas. Wasn't on frame, or if it was just so close that goalie couldn't help but save it. Looks like Doyle will be taking our corners in this one. Into Torres, looked for back post. Unfortunately, Sepkauskas couldn't get there and slam it in the back door. Dangerous. Okay, off the wall and gets played back out. Josevic. Kanu up to Dean. Back to Kanu. Bosia played back to Dean. Fausek running with him. Plays back to Burton. We do intercept. Looks like it's off us, and they will take the corner. Here, 9 minutes into this home contest in Salisbury Stadium, home of just under 16,000 fans. It looks like someone has scored and put us into third position. Messin races forward to grab the loose ball. So we, at this point, cannot just trust results to go our way, though, plenty of time, and there is no world where we should have just been bunkering up and hoping to hold on to the result. No, let's go out there and score. Let's go out there and win and guarantee our spot. Doyle plays it up to Faustic. Faustic looking for an opportunity. Kind of chips it ugly in the middle. Mihailov retreats for it. Plays back to Doyle. Faustic starches it. Off Gomez's hands, and we'll take the corner. It would have been a great goal, commentary running along the bottom. Doyle take it. Plays it in short. Cumming gets it. Oh, just over the top. Sometimes I feel like Cummings too tall on those headers. Just plays them all over the top. Headed forward to Mihailov, plays it up to Kapun. Kapun off to the races. Looks like their right winger marking him. Played back. Luckily, Green comes back for it and plays it back to McLean. McLean plays in the middle, intercepted, unfortunately. Looking for Doyle, but then they pass it back to Doyle here. Torres plays it back to Cumming, and then we kind of reset. Ball's played forward for Ferreira, gets his foot on it, plays back in Doyle, man right on him tight, but plays back to McLean. There's space. Green, Ferreira, that's a goal. Second goal of the year for Ferreira. The first, I believe, was a penalty he scored for us. He is actually the best penalty taker in the team right now, with a 15 in that, and I believe a 15 in composure. 3 teams now over 100 points if results hold, but we would be in first with 101. Good stuff. No, get your outdated results out of here. We're not dropping down anywhere. We're winning. Jones chips it forward, Cumming, and his size knocks it down. Well, now Burnley's on a win, and we are back to second place. Again, that is good enough to get promoted, and that's all I care about, really. Faustic plays it forward for Ferreira. It's got a little space. Unfortunately, he had a step and was offsides. Playing pretty well so far. Haven't seen anything that's stressed me, not like last game where we played rather terribly, in my opinion, and still came in with a win. They bomb it forward to Sek. Messin gets his hands up on it. Torres did a good job of cutting away the angle a bit. Cumming, unfortunately, just doesn't have the pace at his size and was being beaten to the net. Dean takes it, just kind of dribbled around Ferreira. A bit embarrassing for Ferreira there to just never get a good contest on it. Much better here. Forces away into the middle. Call him up with Josephic. Jones cutting in. Kapun trailing. Blasts it high, though. Messin does get his hand on it to make sure it goes over the top. Wrong for the taker here for Redding, Burton, and an easy head out for, I believe it was McLean. And here in the 24th minute, we'll take possession. Faustic throws into Ferreira, plays it back out to Faustic, running along the sideline. Ugly cross. Ferreira comes back and gets it, plays to McLean. Doyle looking for Sepkauskas. Bounces wildly. It looks like Green got his foot on it. Played it onto goal, but Gomez makes the save. It looks like Barnsley might have dropped to 98 points. I think that means they're losing now. That would be a fine result. Ball's played forward to Green to Sepkauskas. 24th goal of the year for Rightus Sepkauskas. I don't want to speak too soon. I don't want to have to knock on wood. But could that clinch our ticket? Punch our ticket back up to the Premier League? Let's take a look at the results real quick. Burnley is leading 2-0 over Ipswich, but Barnsley is on a 1-1 draw with Hull, and Barnsley was the team in third. That would feel mighty bad for Barnsley because they were in the lead of the league for a lot of it. Faustic plays it up, throws it into Ferreira, lays it back to Doyle, back to McLean, up to Sepkauskas, who's dropped back a bit to pick it up. Ferreira, McLean leaves it for Green. Green does get it, looking for an opportunity, plays it into the middle, unfortunately cut out by McCallum, and reset to their defense. They bomb it forward, and Torres heads it up, and Doyle, looks like it was Ferreira, then Green, but Green just loses possession of it, and they start bringing it the other way. Great job from Doyle to dispossess. Oh, damn. The only thing better than 2-0 is 3-0. That's all I'm saying. They try to play a ball into the middle. Doyle intercepts. Ferreira will make a run with it. Love the thought, but never really keeps control of it. And blasted over that. Burnley now makes it 3-1 over Ipswich. Green looks for kicks it out to Capoon, plays it out to Ferreira. Does get it on frame, unfortunately saved by Gomez. I'd say he's playing nearly as well as he can. We've just done a better job. Corner is headed out. McLean plays it up back to Doyle. Plays it back to McLean. Back to Doyle. Doyle serving as a pseudo-winger here. Mihalev looks for a cross with no space, but it plays off of a defender, and we'll take a corner. Looks like Cummings coming from distance, charging with that big body. Nothing happening. I don't know. People say, header's so good in this edition of Football Manager. Just need to play a good guy. I guess it's that Cummings tall. He has good aerial reach. Balls to Mihalev. Makes the touch for Kip. Oh, for Green, not Sepkauskas, but loose. But I guess it's that Cummings doesn't have very good heading. It's only about a 10, despite the fact that he has great aerial reach and pretty good strength. That's why he doesn't score more goals on the near post. Green, Sepkauskas, Mihalev making passes. Touch pass to Green. Green gets his 13th of the year off of that little forward touch from Kostadin Mihalev. Okay. After being such a worrywart during last video's terrible game, this one's going much smoother, and thank goodness. Given we're leading the league in goal differential, we do deserve this. I will go ahead and say that. We've been probably the best team in the league in that. We are the best team in the league in that regard. We've just dominated some of the other teams 4-0. We're just having to deal with the fact that the rules are a bit wonky, and we've had two different teams. There's no transfer windows, so we've lost both of our starting left wings in the middle of what would usually be a dead time when other teams couldn't pull them away from us. They could certainly come in with an offer and trigger release clauses, but they wouldn't leave until the end of the year. Instead, we've had to replace them on the fly, which is no easy task. Also, our goalkeeper's been injured, and we had to start the emergency backup, which went terribly. And then the other loanees that we brought in to fill a spot were varying degrees of adequate. All right, throw in, ball's played back, and then back up to Sepkauskas. Good save from Gomez. I don't know, I'm struggling to fault him despite the fact that 3 have been let in. It's not much he can do about those. He's got some really good diving saves. Without his effort, it feels like it would be 4 or 5 by now, even though the XG is just over 2. Let me know if you feel the same way. Kudos to Gomez. All right, take it forward. I need to, after this game, I will need to immediately start looking into who is going to get relegated, to start scouting their players aggressively and looking for anyone who might have relegation release clauses, and if we want to get involved in those players. McCallum just knocks Mihalev over, ass over tea kettle. Looks like Doyle will take the short free kick here, and right to the other team. This time he blasts it past. Sepkauskas trying to track down Sek. And this time dispossessing. All the way back to Torres, to Doyle, out to Ferreira. Ferreira looking, finds Green, streaking forward. Green unfortunately doesn't field it cleanly, and has to circle back. It goes back to Sepkauskas, played off a defender. Into Green, plays it back to Capoon. McLean played it back to Cumming. McLean taking a look, and apparently nothing's going to develop there. All right, sure. We'll press Boubacar Sek. Take a look at the other scores, as important or unimportant as they are, given we're winning 3-0. Burnley leads 3-2 over Ipswich, and Barnsley is on a 1-1 draw with Hull as we speak. Yes, I told you. Great. Press sec. Capone, McLean, and Green, passing triangle, working the ball into the middle, all the way back to Cumming, except all the way isn't very far as he's come up very forward. Capone lays it back, plays it to Green, unfortunately plays it kind of right back into the leg of Mikhailev and out of bounds. That will be a goal kick. Alright, 65th minute. Mikhailev doing a good job getting back on the defense, even as undersized and as unnatural as the spot is for him. Ball went in, had a decent opportunity at it, but just kind of blasted it away. Alright, looks like it is time to start making those subs as we have cleared the 69th minute. Nice. Says we should give Green a seat. I am fine with that. Ingolfsson is a perfectly respectable choice, but we will switch Ingolfsson and Doyle. Ferreira is tearing out. Since we don't need the goal production, we will bring in Monroe. We've been kind of back training him over to that other wing spot. Oh, you don't like to see all those down arrows for our prospect there. That's not good. And then... Yeah, let's go ahead and take out Capone. Just don't need him working too hard, coming back from injury, and put in Bell there. Alright, ball's played forward for Fausek. I don't know that the changes have been made quite yet. No, Ferrer's still in there. Brought in Sepkauskas on the cross. His header doesn't go anywhere. Changes have been made now. Bell throws it into Mikhailev, plays back to Torres. Torres finds Ingolfsson, up to Monroe. Monroe finds a streaking Mikhailev. Gomez with a solid diving save, knocks it free. We reset, bring it to top of the box with McLean, Doyle to Ingolfsson, and apparently Ingolfsson offsides? No, Sepkauskas offsides. Even though the ball wasn't directly played to him, it was just kind of coming off of a defender. Nice Ingolfsson. Looks like we will have a corner as Gomez makes a diving save. I'm not sure it was entirely necessary, but it looked very pretty. So in terms of budget, if they let us keep our entire budget from this year, then we have something like $80 million. And if they tack on, say, another $80 million, which probably they won't, but they gotta give me at least 40, right? They gave me I think 50 last time. So give me $130 million in transfer budget. Good for them. They find Jonathan Pitow, not quite sure, going outside in from Hopkins. Cumming does not do a great job of marking Patow. We need to... Ingolfsson does a good job heading that out. McCallum out to Sec. Played into Hopkins. McCallum, Ingolfsson cuts it out. Doyle lumps it forward for Sepkauskas. Sepkauskas going to pass it out to Monroe. No, plays it back to Fausek. Up to Ingolfsson. McLean up to Sepkauskas. There he finds Monroe. Though Monroe texts back, finds Sepkauskas running forward. Goes for it, but it played off a defender. Gomez did dive for it and was out of position, but we couldn't get it back in. Mikhailev back to Bell into McLean. Turns and shoots off a defender. We'll take the corner, and we will tell our boys to start wasting time here with a 2-goal lead and 4 minutes left in regular time. Doyle will take the corner. Into Torres, off the post. They just kick it as hard as they can out of bounds the other direction. Monroe will bring it up. It does get dispossessed, but luckily McLean is the one who comes away with it. Drops it back to Torres. Plays it back to Fausek. Out to Fausek, not back. Into Ingolfsson, up to Monroe. Monroe turns, fires back into Mikhailev. Mikhailev with his 14th goal of the year. We had a lot of criticism of Kostadin last year, but since he's learned the language, learned to fit in the system, we've seen some results from him this year. I still don't know if the guy's good enough. I don't know who's good enough on this team to play in the Premier League. We're just gonna have to buy a bunch of players. It feels like, but we're not gonna have the budget to buy them. So it's gonna be of who can we buy at reasonable prices to try and escape the fate that befell us last time of relegation. I believe, unfortunately for Viljami Sinisalo, yes, West Brom was in 20th and was the one team that was basically guaranteed to be getting relegated. Good job, guys. I don't know how results fell. It looks like we took second place. Otherwise, there would have been some sort of celebration or notification. Yeah, Burnley did win their game. And looks like Barnsley did come back to win. So we needed that win, but, was pretty comprehensive 4-1. And that'll do it. 61-point goal differential. We struggled a bit. Lost far too many 0-1 games we shouldn't have lost. Aguilar will be joining the team here shortly. Always good to see. How is that possible? I feel like they just ate some of my budget. Or didn't give me any budget at all. Maybe it'll be better once we kick over the next season. But yeah, we had made promises to Faustic and Bruman, our left backs. They both were looking to make moves out during the course of the year, and I said, "Hey guys, come on, believe, stick with the team. We'll get promoted back to the EPL." Green, really good. Important to have added him to the team to replace. To replace Klein. Yes, that's it. How did Klein do for Krasnodar? 12 games. 6.68. That's not great. Alright. And Valentino. So yeah, I need to figure out the championship up to the Premier League. West Brom is getting relegated, so I'll need to scout their talent, including one Viljami Sinisalo, though I think we already have a good idea of who he is. And 36. So they have 2 more games each. Fulham and Bournemouth are currently in the relegation spots, though Southampton could go down. It looks like Sheffield United is safe. So I have done some preliminary scouting on these teams to look at who their talented young players are. Thank you. And if any of them are, and I chose Southampton, who practically has no players. I was looking for players like 26 and under. And they're both the C grades. Barry's not a bad player, but he's not better than Bruman or Fausick, so I would have probably signing that guy. So yeah, we need to figure out. I'm not sure it'll be updated just yet, but let's see if it is. Kind of. We are still okay. We got our 3rd star. Our rating is now a 3-star national team. We're still a national team, not a continental team, and not a 3.5-star team. Not like Leeds. But that should hopefully help us bring some talent to the team. All right. So thank you for joining me in this sweat as we got the results we needed in the last 2 games and got some other helpful results with Barnsley not getting the results they needed to advance. So yeah, I will be back soon-ish. It's hard to say. I'm gonna spend a lot of time pounding the pavement trying to find the players who can help us survive. Because you know what they say in American football, anyways, a long time. It's not the X's and O's. It's the Jimmies and Joes. That is, it's not the tactics. It's the talent. Tactics can make or break if talent is equal, but when in doubt, superior talent will win out. So let's go find those Jimmies and Joes, or you know, Costadines and Babas, whoever. Um, but yeah, so we definitely need to bring in a top flight player so we can kind of reset the ability to kind of maybe separate these guys out and see who truly is worth possibly playing at the EPL level and who is not an EPL caliber player. So let me know if you have any thoughts, and I'd love to hear from you. Otherwise, like, comment, subscribe, and I will be back in the near future with either a video recapping all that we've done, or potentially a video in the summer more showing it as it's happening. You never know. So thank you so much for joining me, and I will be back soon.